Where does the energy in the electromagnetic field truly exist? The first instinct for many people is to say, it's in the wires, the capacitor plates, or inside the copper coil. But in the energy filament theory, the answer is actually quite the opposite. The metals are merely handles or frameworks, and the real energy storage occurs in the space around them that has been tightly stretched and neatly arranged. Let's begin with the capacitor. Imagine two metal plates placed opposite each other, with a small gap in between. When you charge it, you're not simply stuffing bricks into the plates. Instead, you're pulling the energy C that exists between the plates tighter. The electric field textures are being drawn straight from one plate to the other, much like stretching a rubber sheet between two hands. The more you stretch this sheet, the more energy gets stored within it. It's not about adding energy to the plates directly, but rather distorting the surrounding space, which holds the energy. Now, consider the coil. When an electric current flows through a coiled copper wire, the copper itself is just the pathway. The real energy is stored in the surrounding ring-shaped magnetic field textures that wrap around the coil. You can think of it like stirring a whirlpool in water. The water itself doesn't change in volume, but the special flow that's created within it contains energy. Similarly, when current passes through the coil, it's not just the copper wire that's involved. It's the energy in the surrounding fields that is being shaped and storing the energy. Next, let's explore the antennas. You can think of the antenna as a stirring stick that's inserted into the energy C. The metal stick itself is just a piece of metal, but when you feed it with a high-frequency electrical signal, it forces the nearby energy C to tighten and twist rhythmically. It's like shaking a rubber sheet back and forth. The smooth, calm texture of the energy C becomes disturbed and realigned by this rhythmic shaking, much like you would repeatedly shake a piece of rubber. When this shaking becomes consistent enough and in a regular pattern, the changes in tension and texture don't remain confined to just the areas near the antennas. Instead, they propagate outwards like ripples on the surface of water, moving away from the antennas and spreading through the energy C. In this context, the antenna is performing two key actions. First, it translates the external electrical signal into a rhythmic beat within the energy C, stirring its tension and textures locally. And second, it releases this rhythmic fluctuation into the entire energy C, allowing it to spread. The energy isn't stored in the antenna itself. It's stored in the entire energy C that's been rhythmically stirred, stretched, and disturbed. What this means is that capacitors, coils, and antennas are not devices that store invisible stuff, but rather tools for shaping and manipulating the energy C. They don't store the energy in any form of matter. Instead, they shape the energy by adjusting the tension, aligning the textures, and introducing rhythmic fluctuations. The real storage and transmission of energy takes place in the energy C itself, which is being stretched, aligned, and rhythmically disturbed by these devices. So, next time someone talks about electromagnetic energy, instead of imagining it as something packed inside wires, picture it as an invisible rubber sheet that's being stretched tightly and rhythmically shaken. This sheet, which gets deformed and vibrated, is what we refer to as the field, and the energy is stored in the deformation and vibrations of this field. Tap follow, share it on New Physics, Clear Universe.